Hey guys, welcome back to Burns' Math Club. Today we'll be learning about linear inequalities. A linear inequality is an inequality that involves a linear function. It is written using the inequality symbols, which are less than, greater than or equal to, and less than or equal to. When you're solving a linear inequality, it's basically like solving a linear equation, except instead of it being equal to something, it's going to be less than or greater than, and so forth. So let's go ahead and do a few examples to get a better understanding of linear inequalities. Our first example is 5x minus 4 is greater than 13. Now this is just like solving a linear equation. You're trying to get the value of the variable, which is in this case x, but instead of getting a precise value, you're going to get something like x is greater than or x is less than and so forth. So let's go ahead and solve for x. Now we know that the first step is to add the 4 onto both sides so that we can get rid of the minus 4. So if we add 4 on both sides, remember, just like a linear equation, you would add it on both sides to keep the balance. So negative 4 and positive 4 would cancel each other out, and we'd be left with 5x is greater than 17. The next step is to divide by 5 on both sides, so we can get x all by itself. So we would be left with x is greater than 17/5 or 3.4. And that is our solution. That means that the value of x can be anything greater than 3.4 or 17/5. Let's do another example. Alright, so let's create some space right here. Okay, now let's say that we have 14 is less than 3m plus 2. So once again, what we need to do is get the variable, which is in this case m, all by itself. So what we will do is subtract 2 on both sides. So the positive and negative 2 would cancel each other out, and we'd be left with 12 is less than 3m. Divide by 3 on both sides, and it gives us 4 is less than m. Or if you want to write it reverse, it would be m is greater than 4, whichever way you want to keep it. And this is our solution. That means that the value of m can be anything greater than 4. Okay, now let's go ahead and do one last example. And that is going to be negative 4x is greater than or equal to 16. Now just by looking at this, it seems like a really easy problem, which it is. But there is a twist here. When you divide by negative 4 on both sides to get x by itself, keep in mind that when you're dividing by a negative number and you're dealing with linear inequalities, it would reverse the symbol in the middle. So instead of it being x is greater than or equal to negative 4, it would actually become x is less than or equal to negative 4. And that's because we divided by a negative coefficient. So always keep that in mind when you're dealing with inequalities. And so in this case, the value of x would be anything that is less than negative 4 or negative 4 itself. And that is basically it for this topic of linear inequalities. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.